Good morning to all. Today we are going to see the ground reflection model or ground two-ray model. Why we should go for this two-ray model? In wireless communication system, air is acting as a channel. A single direct path between a base station and mobile was available previously, but in the present day world, a single direct path between a base station and mobile station is rarely available, or it is a seldom the only physical means for propagation of signal. So, if you are applying the free space propagation model, which considers a single line of sight signal, you will not get an accurate results because the signal is taking different path. So at the receiver part, we have to consider the resultant of all these different signals because the path of each signals and the obstacles undergone by each and every signal is different. So we have to consider each and everything, and the resultant of these signals has to be taken into account. Then only a judgment can be made regarding the signal strength that we receive. So free space propagation model is not applicable in all the environment. So we have to opt another model known as a two-ray model or ground reflection model. So this is the diagram for the two-ray model. So this is in here they have placed the transmitter. This is the receiver part, and HT, this indicates the height of the transmitter. This is your ground level. This transmitter and receiver has been separated by a distance D, and this is a line of sight signal. So E represents the electric field. So this signal alone is not available because a number of obstacles is present. So in this diagram, for example, we have taken two signals are present. This is the direct line of sight signal. This is yet another signal. So it is reaching the ground, it is getting reflected and is making a movement or propagating and reaching the receiver. So this component is represented as EI. This is the direction of propagation of the signal, and this is your incident component. This ER is the reflected component, or this is the ground electric field component in the ground wave, we can say. So what is the total electric field at here at the receiver part means E total is equal to ELOS, that is this line of sight signal plus your reflected signal. So HT represents the height of transmitter, HR is height of the receiver, E0 is the free space field. Free space propagation electric field is written like this. That is, E represents the electric field. It is a function of distance as well as time. That is equal to free space field reference distance divided by the distance we have taken for measurement, then cos of omega c t minus d by c. We have taken this d is greater than the reference distance. Then envelope of the signal is represented by modulus of E of d comma t, that is equal to E naught d naught by d. Then d dash, this is the distance traveled by the direct wave. See, this is the distance traveled by the direct wave. This is the distance traveled by the reflected wave. So d dash is the distance traveled by the direct wave. D double dash is the distance traveled by the reflected wave. So electric field due to the LOS line of signal component is equal to ELOS d dash of comma t, that is equal to E naught d naught by d dash cos of omega c t minus d dash by c. Then what about the reflected component? We should know what is the electric field of the reflected component. That is given by Eg of d double dash of t, that is equal to reflection. This is your reflection coefficient. E naught d naught d double dash cos omega c t minus d double dash by c. This is the distance traveled by the reflected wave. This is the distance traveled by the line of sight signal. Then we have to once again recollect the laws of reflection. So, as per the laws of reflection, incident is equal to reflected. That is, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. That is the E component, that is the electric field component of the ground wave, is equal to reflection coefficient and your incident electric field. And so what is the total? 1 plus this Eg plus your reflection of Ei. So you will be getting Eg plus reflection Ei is equal to E total. So resultant total electric field envelope is given like this. Modulus of E total is equal to modulus of E LOS plus Eg. Then, so you are going to add the two components. This is the line of sight signal. This is the reflected component. It has undergone reflection, so it is indicated by -1. Now what is the path difference? The path difference is denoted by delta. This is the difference between the distance traveled by the line of sight signal as well as the ground reflected path. So delta is equal to d double dash minus d dash. So by using this diagram and your trigonometric formulas, you can calculate this value, root of ht plus hr the whole square plus d square minus root of ht minus hr the whole square plus d square. So this is ht, this distance. Actually this whole distance is the height of the transmitter. Then this is the height of transmitter. So this is the height of receiver. So what is this distance? ht minus hr. Then similarly in here, this total distance will be equal to this is ht. So up to this you will be getting ht plus hr. And this is the distance between the transmitter and receiver. So by this the path difference is calculated, delta. So delta is equal to d double dash minus d dash. It is approximately equal to 2 hthr by d. If you know the path difference, you can calculate the phase difference. Phase difference theta delta between the two electric field components, that is between the LOS component as well as the ground wave component. And this TD is the time delay between the arrival of the two components. So if you know this, you can calculate this. This is the phase difference, that is equal to 2 pi into path difference by lambda. This can be written as delta omega c by c. This is tau d, this is a time delay, that is equal to delta by c, that is equal to theta delta by 2 pi fc. Suppose if d is very large, then the difference between the distances d dash and d will become very small. And the amplitudes of ELOS and EG will be identical and they differ only in phase. Suppose you take T is equal to d double dash by c. Total electric field, that is given by E naught d naught by d cos theta delta minus 1. This is the simplified equation. Modulus of E total of D is equal to E naught D naught by T root of 2 minus 2 cos theta delta. This can be written as 2 E naught D naught by D sin theta delta by 2. So this is a phasor diagram of a ground reflection model. So this is E naught D naught by D double dash it has made an angle theta delta. This is E naught D naught by D double dash. So this point, if you join these two things, you will be get the resultant. So in here, sin of theta delta by 2 is approximately equal to theta delta by 2. This approximation can be done when theta delta by 2 is equal to 2 pi ht hr by lambda d is less than 0.3 radian and d is greater than 20 pi ht hr by 3 lambda, that is approximately equal to 20 ht hr by lambda. So E total, that is the electric field component at distance d, that is approximately equal to k by d square. K is a constant. The k is related to all these values. It is related to E naught, antenna heights, wavelength and distances. So as per this ground reflection or two-ray model, the received power is equal to transmitted power, gain of transmitted antenna, gain of receiver antenna, ht square hr square by d to the power of 4. Thank you.